Well, about 5 times a year, Mike Foley steps to the podium with an announcement that most always makes people mad. As the auditor of public accounts, he keeps track of your tax dollars. So tonight, we track his next move.
We've been shocked many times how HHS,
most recently,
Health and Human Services, how they spent $8 million on the low-income home energy assistance program by sending $100,000 of checks out to dead people, people that they knew were dead. If they'd only checked their own records, they would have seen some of these people have been dead for a year. How can you consciously send out checks to people that you know are dead?
If you think Mike Foley is fired up, you're right. He is, at least about his job.
They want some assurance that somebody is watching to make sure that those dollars are being spent properly. And when it's not, that people are in a responsible position to get it fixed. That's what they really want out of their government.
As state auditor, he most recently discovered money trouble at the Department of Health and Human Services. An audit presented in April revealed the department violated its own regulations and improperly spent nearly $8 million.
Is DHHS really as messed up as it appears on the surface?
There are a lot of problems at that agency. There's just no getting around it. And we've got auditors there year-round, and we're finding more and more as we dig deeper and deeper.
Foley and his staff conduct more than 100 audits a year out of the 2,500 local and state government groups that can be audited. On average, the public only hears about 5 a year, whenever the investigations uncover lots of lost money or malicious or gross incompetence.
When you find problems with government agencies, are most of them accidental, or do you find that they're malicious?
Well, some of it is just human error, and we can understand that. When you're dealing with billions of dollars in millions of transactions, literally, there's going to be an element of human error. And we can understand that, and we deal with it, and we make suggestions on how to avoid it in the future. But some of it is truly malicious, and some of that just comes to our attention through our own digging, and sometimes people tip us off.
What should taxpayers like myself in the state of Nebraska really be concerned about most when it comes to their money in government?
Well, I think contracting is probably the weakest area. We're finding just a lot of problems.
A government agency goes through a bidding process when it buys goods or services. The agency then signs a contract with a private corporation. But Foley says rules get broken when governments change the contracts into something different without starting the bidding process over.
We're seeing millions of dollars going out the door that way without proper bidding. And when you do that, chances are the state's going to end up paying too much for a good or a service that we're buying.
Is there something you're working on right now that the public can expect a report on here in the near future?
Probably within the next couple of weeks. We'll have another report out, and I'd rather not say the agency because we haven't gone through all the processes of finalizing that report. But within a couple of weeks, we'll be back out again with another report, which is going to show a government agency spending money in a very, very haphazard manner.
Are these findings going to be really shocking?
I would characterize this one as quite shocking, yes.
And what's not shocking is Foley's comments on his political future. He tells me he's not ruling out a run for governor, but he's not making any decisions until Governor Dave Heineman does. Right now, he plans on running for auditor again in 2014.